What's up, guys? Welcome back to the vlog, man. Today is kind of not my normal video. I normally come on, I try to be as upbeat and as positive as possible, and bring you guys what I'm doing in photography and just, you know, what I'm doing with photo shoots and things like that, to just remain upbeat and to keep you guys inspired. But I wanted to make this video just in case you happen to be seeing this and you're feeling like how I'm feeling this week, which is like very downtrodden, you know, feeling an air of defeat and just not feeling yourself, not feeling 100%. And so I wanted to make today's video on how to deal with depression as an artist. Depression comes in many forms for many different people. It can be seen almost as wearing a mask, and sometimes a lot of people who don't understand it call it being fake. Now, there's a feeling that you feel for yourself of like feeling that you have to put on airs to not make anybody uncomfortable and to not appear weak to others. For me, I know that that's very true. It's been very true today and how I was feeling at work. A couple times I almost just wanted to cry. I didn't have a real reason for why I started to feel this way, but I know that I just couldn't help myself. I didn't cry, of course, but I was on the verge. I was very much on the verge, and I just didn't want to appear weak. Given my size throughout my whole life, I've been told that, you know, I shouldn't have these problems. You just smile and keep going. You know, these things go away with time. And really just like, oh, you're a big guy, you got everything going for you, you shouldn't have these problems. You know, there are people who want you, you know, but that doesn't help the feeling of depression. It's just as much as being told, hey, you know, I think you're a really nice person, but I don't think you're the person for me. And not that that statement is wrong in any way or negative in any way, but to a person who wants you, it feels negative, you know. So that's kind of how I was feeling. Like, you know, yes, I'm a big guy. Yes, I have, you know, all these skills and all these things going for me. But there are days where I feel like just sitting alone. Some days it feels like I'm fighting an invisible enemy, almost as if I'm shadow boxing or fighting in the dark. You know, those times, like today, get rough, where I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to, you know, be bothered. I don't want to, you know, try to have to listen to other people's problems. And a lot of it comes from, you know, me being there, listening to people's problems and being that leg of inspiration and support, and, you know, making sure they get that type of support and they feel support, because of the lack of support I feel. Over the past month, of course, I've been spending time with family. Those days have been great. Those have been some great days, but even still, like, I couldn't help but feel, you know, the feeling of depression on my back because of, you know, lack of resources, or not having a significant other, or, you know, just not being where I feel like I should be at artistically and career-wise. So those are the things that I've been feeling, and that I want to relate to you and tell you that if you're feeling it, it's okay. It's okay. You know, be kind to yourself, be open, be receptive of everything that you're feeling as a person and as an artist. Normally, how I get out of this type of funk, I used to have very bad, destructive ways on how I would get out of a funk like this, whether it be drinking alcohol, or, you know, turning to relations with other adults. And by no means are those things bad in small quantities, but they shouldn't be a band-aid to a real issue and a real problem in your life. And I hope that these tips that I share to you hopefully will give you a sense of foundation for what you could possibly do in your life to, you know, to get out of the funk. So for me, what I like to do, I'm out here at Pond City Market today. I like to come out and I like to people watch. And sometimes I make up little stories about what they could be doing with their lives. I don't actually know these people. I don't ever tell them that. I don't ever record it for YouTube or anything like that because, you know, complications. But I do that to just like give myself a sense of familiarity with people that I see on the street every day. And it just gives me a sense of less worry about my life and just being able to peer into the lives of other people. The next thing I would say to do, I like to read comics. I'm a collector. I like to collect comics. I like to collect swords. I would say find something outside of your passion of art that gives you joy. For me, that's, like I said, reading comics, watching a comedy show, watching anime, you know, going to my favorite hangout spot like Pond City Market, like I'm here today. Those things give you some type of joy outside of the passion so that you don't get burnt out trying to force yourself to overwork. And that's my third tip, is don't overwork yourself trying to hide the pain. Working diligently is good as an artist, and continuous work is also good, but don't let that be a crutch for what you're feeling or what you could be going through. And sometimes that's hard to say because I've done it too, where I just like to throw myself headfirst into work and only think about what I have to do, what are the next steps. And at the end of the day, when you're by yourself and when you're laying down, the emotions that you chose to ignore and that you tried to mask with work and with other things will come full force. And that's what happens with me sometimes, where I will get to a point where I will have a public breakdown because I didn't choose to address those type of concerns. And step 4, find a community. For me, I still don't feel like I have a group of people that I could turn to and really just be able to, you know, lean on and things like that. But I will say that they are there to help me when I need help with my photography. They're there to help me when I just want to hang out. And that, for me, that group is the ATL shooters. I got with them a couple months back with my friend Devin and another guy I met, good guy Tony and Vince, and a lot of things like that. You know, a lot of people like that that have helped me not only grow my passion, but just being a leg of support that I needed that was outside of my family. Because a lot of times, a lot of things that you go through, your family won't quite understand. They're just not in that space. Especially me, I have 3 siblings, you know, Justin, Alicia, Daria. I have siblings and they're all married. They all have significant others. They're seemingly doing really well with their lives. And, you know, I don't want to be a bother to them with what I go through. So I tend not to sometimes say anything to them or, you know, make sure that I'm in high enough spirits to be around them, because they do have their own things going on and they have a lot going for them. I'm kind of more like the black sheep of the family. So for me, you know, it's just been like a solo trip for a lot of the things that I go through. But like I said, the passion that I have for art and the things that I do day to day tend to help me get through this type of funk. 5, I think it was 4 or 5, but I would say if you had to, you know, maybe turn to antidepressants. The only reason I haven't, and of course I'm not saying you should do something that you don't feel comfortable with. The reason I haven't, I've heard a lot of artists, a lot of people say that it's taken them out of the space of creativity, has made them feel less like themselves and more just robotic. They lose touch with themselves when on medication, and sometimes it's hard for them to kick heavy medication such as antidepressants when they have been on them for a long period of time. So I would say consult with a therapist, consult with a doctor, make sure that that's the right thing for you to do, and discuss steps on how you will come off of them when the time is right and what the plan of action is. And lastly, just be kind to yourself. I'm learning that day to day, even with things that I feel like I'm lacking in, I'm learning just to be kind to me, be kind to the things that I want to do in life, and really just be kind to, my process and the journey that I'm on. A lot of times we can get into a place where we feel like because we don't have what others have, or we're not where others are in life, that somehow we're failing. But each day that we get up, each day that we're able to pursue our passion, and each day that we're able just to breathe, just breathing alone is a blessing in and of itself. We get to step closer to who we want to be in life. And so that's my last thing for you guys, is just be kind to yourself, and keep it going, man. I just want to, like I said, put this out there. I don't always be vulnerable. It's hard for me to be vulnerable like this because of how I feel others might see me, and others leaving and things of that, and fighting codependency and things of that nature. But I just want to say, hey man, if you have been following the art, if you ever liked the art, if you ever reshared it, if you ever told me that you thought I was doing a good job, man, I just want to say I appreciate that. That means the world to me. And I hope that you guys, can get through this funk. If you're in one, if you're not in one, somebody in one, hopefully you show them this video, and hopefully this is just a reminder to say, hey man, it's okay. Sister's okay, brother's okay, that you don't feel 100% yourself. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all things that matter, man. And just remember, be kind to you, man. Peace.